This video clip explains how to write and solve linear equations from a description. This will be day 2 of this. We're going to change the scenario. So you get a bill from a mechanic for parts and labor to repair your car. And let's say it was $750. The cost for parts was $250. The cost of labor was $50 an hour. Write an equation that expresses the total bill. Well, the total bill would be parts plus $50 an hour. The bill is $750. The parts are $250 and $50 an hour. How many hours did the mechanic spend on the repair? So we would solve this equation for h. What value of h would make this equation true? So we want to find out how many hours at $50 an hour. You can probably see it, but let's just go through the steps of solving. Subtract 250 from each side. 750 subtract 250. It's 500. So $500 equals 50 times the number of hours. So if we want to solve for h, we do the opposite of multiply by 50. We divide by 50. Little trick here. Let's cancel a pair of trailing zeros. Zeros on the right. So 50 divided by 5. Well, 50 divided by 50 is 1. 50 divided by 5. If I have 50 cents in 5 coins, each coin is a dime. So 50 divided by 5 is 10. That means that the mechanic spent 10 hours on the car. So let's try another one like that. This time, the bill is $400. So let's just write the general equation. The bill is the parts plus the $50 per hour. And we know that the bill is $400. Parts are $250. So if we solve that one for how many hours did the mechanic spend on the repair, subtract 250 from each side. I have to borrow. So 100 minus 50 is 50. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 150 equals $50 per hour. So the labor was $150, and at $50 an hour, cancel the trailing zeros. They represent times 10. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 50 divided by 50 is 1. So 3 equals h. H was our number of hours. So they asked how many hours did the mechanic spend? 3 hours. If you catch what's going on, go ahead and go to the pair work, the teamwork. If not, I have some more examples. So the bill is equal to the cost of the parts plus the cost of the labor at $50 per hour. Nope, $40 per hour. So we know that the bill was $600. The parts were $360 and $40 an hour. So to solve for how many hours the mechanic spent on the repair for a total bill of $360, I subtract the parts from the total bill, the amount that the parts cost. So I'm going to borrow, make that a 5, make that a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, 5 minus 3 is 2. So $240 was the rest of the bill, and that was for the labor, which was $40 an hour. Well, $40 an hour to equal 240, you might be able to see that. 40 times h, let's do the opposite of multiply. Let's divide by 40. Let's cancel a pair of zeros on the right. So it's really 24 divided by 4. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. 6 hours times $40 per hour would be the $240. Change it up a little bit. The bill is equal to the parts plus $60 an hour. And the bill was $600. The parts were $240. And $60 an hour. Oops. To solve for how many hours the mechanic spent, we subtract how much he spent on parts from the total bill. So I'm going to borrow and make that a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. So $60 an hour, $360. How many hours was that? We divide how much the labor was by how much per hour. A trick is to cancel those trailing zeros so we don't have to use a calculator. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So the mechanic spent 6 hours on that vehicle. 60 divided by 60 is 1. That's why we divided by 60 to get it h equals, the number of hours equals 6.